This art piece is titled Stone Slab. Its creator its creator has a love for cave paintings, caves, and old art. So he took his time to to create his own version of a cave wall painting, and his imagination of how a stone wall would look if he was allowed to paint one. He wasn't always such a big fan of cave paintings and caves in general. He used to think they were a scary place, dark, somewhere he did not want to be. But now he finds it oddly peaceful, where he could go and just let his creative juices flow. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
My name's Jackie. My symbol was a lightning bolt. Over the course of my research, I found various themes associated with lightning, mainly fertility and clairvoyance. So in my online research, the University of Michigan said that lightning can represent sudden illumination and the destruction of ignorance. Also, the Encyclopedia of Religion states lightning as clairvoyance, and that dreams about lightning have a suddenness of spiritual illumination. And oh wait, sorry, that's a typo. Anyway, so to my piece, my one in the center that represents clairvoyance, it's a woman's face. This is a printout, and then over it I used a transferring method to put this eye on, and then I painted the eye yellow because I wanted to kind of create a contrast with the black in the background to show this suddenness, quote unquote. And then I kind of just made the pupil a little swirly because I think having ideas illuminated isn't always a clear path. In terms of fertility, that's going to be my left piece. The Dictionary of Symbols said that lightning is fertilization compared with seminal ejaculation. So it was the instrument that married Earth and the heavens together. So for this piece, it talked a lot about male fertility, but I didn't really want to make a piece about that. So I decided to make it more feminine. This is just the female reproductive organs kind of in the center. And then I made pomegranates, and they kind of turned out to be almost flowers mixed with pomegranates. It kind of went off to the side a little bit. And then I created these swirls around to kind of show, I guess, a representation of life coming to be, I guess. It's not really scientifically accurate at all, but it's more so figurative. And then finally on the right here, it says, "You are lightning, cleanse me from evil." This is a Vedic quote that really just stood out to me. I guess, I'm not sure why it stood out to me actually, but I just liked it. I guess in my piece, I kind of found myself having a bit of a new beginning, maybe this summer relating to my own life. So I just thought that it was kind of a nice ending, starting a new path and cleansing my life from the past a little bit and moving forward. Thanks.
So my piece is based on two symbols, clocks and circles, and I chose them because they both kind of relate with the unity of time and the concept of it. I think that like circles represent like order and like infinity. They're just like never ending, and so is time, and like that kind of connects, interlocks with like the usage of clocks, something that has been man-made and like implemented into our reality, our world. But that also kind of has its flaws in a way, because like even though like time is never ending, time is like continuous, and basically perfect. Humans don't have that ability, and that's kind of what I've been like trying to depict in my artwork. To me, the concept of time and order has kind of been a hit or miss, and kind of places a barrier between me and the rest of the world. As the world keeps moving and developing, I just kind of want to lay down until I'm going to miss another deadline. Mostly because I'm really bad at like time management and stuff. I kind of feel that I'm like the opposite of like my symbols, and I kind of wanted to show that, and like I feel that these concepts don't apply to me until it's too late. So it's supposed to like it's kind of supposed to represent like me, but like it's not really me, and like it's just like the waves of like time like circling all around me, and it's like even though I am in a space of like unity, everything is just a complete disorder in a way, and that kind of represents how we are as humans. We're imperfect in a swarm of completeness of a circle. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Hello. So, my name is Beatrix, or B, and my symbols are red and hats. There are actually a few, the majority of the people in my collage tend to be wearing some sort of hat. So. And another thing is, some of the people who are wearing the hats are red, so I decided to focus on that. So while I was thinking about the hats as, I was thinking of pomegranates because of a recent concept for a painting I had. I did one of the paintings here. And the painting is basically a person has a wound in their chest, and inside of that is, just at first I thought it was like the inside of a pomegranate, and then I decided just to make it a wound itself. But I like to think of the color red as, it's known for being dangerous, it's known for its relation to blood, and I think blood is in a wound, because blood leaves the body because of a wound or a cut or something like that, as in the drawing, and I like to think of it to symbolize vulnerability, of to be open to the world, of your emotions and the darkest parts of yourself. And for those to cover a wound is to hide those emotions. And I decided to do an open wound because I believe I'm mostly an open person about my emotions. But there's more to get into that, so there's a lot more here. So, So this is basically, I didn't really have any idea when I did this piece. I kind of had a small idea of a mirror that was broken. I like to think of, like, mirrors could also work as well as doors, which are, I've done some pieces on doors as well, as to reflect yourself, to basically show vulnerability. And as you said, Ethan, over there, like, mirrors can show the truth, and truth in vulnerability, and the truth of your emotions and stuff like that. I have this. So this one, I wanted to focus on this one, I decided to focus on hats that are red with a black ribbon, because the red is to symbolize, like, to catch attention, because red is known for drawing the eye. That's the psychology of it. That's why stop signs are red. And the black ribbon is to show the darker part of yourself. And I decided to put myself, a painting of myself, behind that, as to show that I am a lot more than just my open vulnerability. I have so much more that I don't share with the world, even though I am distracting others with what seems to be all my thoughts, all the stuff that I share with them, and they all think that I have told them everything, but I've not shared all of my emotions. So I guess sometimes it's a little fake in that way. And as I mentioned, doorways. I have an open doorway here to resemble the doorway I let people through, but there is a locked door behind that to symbolize the door that I do not let people through after I've let them go to a certain point in my own mind. And I have a painting of, I do wish that I can get out of this locked door, that I can open up to people to this extent, and I try, but it's a lot harder than it seems to be. I have my ways of being cryptic about my emotions, of my ideas, of my thoughts and opinions, but it's hard for me to be direct about these darker and deeper parts of myself. So that's kind of what this represents. And this is my first sketch of what I did. I got inspired by Jasmine's hands on her painting, and to show that these are hands that are trying to cover this wound, but they're not completely covering it. And I wanted to get into hats. Just, they're a way to express yourself. They can also mean to cover a part of yourself. The hat that shows up multiple times in my project, like I said, it's red. It's made specifically because of the symbol, like the symbol behind the colors on it. And in the pieces where my hat is off, and it's like a side profile because I'm letting you see what is behind there, that there is something behind there. I'm letting you see the door behind the open door. I'm letting you understand that there's a lot more than what seems to be there. And in the symbol, there's a symbol book that I read, and there's a quote where it kind of says, "When blood leaves the body, it takes life with it." And I like to imagine that as being emotionally open to others can be very energy draining, and that's one of the many, many reasons why people hide this part of themselves. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So I'm Stefan Grill. My symbol is black. I chose black because it's, I could call it, I like to call it black. So my first project was, the first thing I did was the collage. Everyone did a collage, so I wanted to finish up, like tied up everything, finish with the same thing I started. I really like the color black because of the atmosphere and the tone it can set. Like, for example, at night, with all the lights turned off, everything just becomes like one. I feel like I'm just existing in the universe instead of sitting in a room full of things, black, like, doesn't set. In the light, everything is separated, but it's just dark. It's just one thing, just space. I'm also interested in like negative space and shadows and the background that people often ignore in art and real life, and also in like nothingness and the void and that stuff. Some imagery that I like and it goes very well with black is death, mourning, religion, drama and gold. I like a lot of Baroque art from that period because it uses these themes a lot. Well, black is frequently associated with death, and death, it can also mean the opposite, not life, but the darkness before birth in the womb, and not just of the birth of a person, but also like, of the universe when there was nothing or something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Christian Ingram. My symbol is mirrors. I was originally going to go with veils, yellow, and puppets, but I felt they all kind of had a similar meaning, specifically pale yellow of deceit, but also on the flip side of truth. So I thought that mirrors fit that really well because mirrors can hold truth, but also deceit, and they're usually viewed as trickster items. Yeah, so I wanted to kind of exemplify that with the mirror, and you can like look into it yourself and kind of see truth. We kind of hide away who we really are. So when you look into a mirror, you can't change anything about it. So it's like a mirror holds literal truth. But also you can hold lies, like when you look into it, you can see things that aren't really there. Like at nighttime, if you see something in the mirror, you turn around and it's not really there. That's something thinking back to my childhood. If I saw something and I got scared and I thought it was there and I turned around and it wasn't. Yeah, so that's kind of like the whole idea of it being a supernatural item as well. So yeah, that's really all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alicia Santiago. This is my piece. So this is a bird in its nest and it's stuck but it's trying to escape. So generally when I make art, I'm using it as a way to convey a message. some sort of deeper meaning of something that I can't put out into words when I struggle with that. So I use art as a form of expressing myself. I find it expresses things on a way, just easier way for me in general. So this is the bird. I had two different symbols. I had birds and nets, so I decided to combine them together. And birds represent freedom and ascendance, and then the nets represent entanglement and entrapment. So right now, the bird is in its nest and it's stuck within the net, but it's trying to escape. So I wrote freedom across because of the bird's struggle for freedom. Oh, and you probably can't see it from this angle, but there are eggs inside of the nest. And eggs are birds that haven't hatched yet, so that's supposed to represent what's to come for the bird and all of the things that it will experience once it reaches its freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.